Texas enacted retro child support. Let's switch it up for a minute before we start
Oh
taking.
shit, man.
Yeah, that's a big thing. So I'm gonna
Shit.
share this screen of what this woman is saying. I'm only gonna play a part of it, but I'm gonna play it and then we're gonna go from there. All right.
If you get a woman pregnant in the state of Texas, you will have to pay child support from the moment that that child is conceived. Texas passed a new law that goes into effect in the fall of 2025, right? That states that child support begins at conception. Now, one may ask, why the change, right? So as we all know, Texas has some of the strictest abortion laws, right? Requiring women to basically have babies. They're unable to terminate pregnancies. And there's lots of restrictions, right, in place for women. So they're forcing them to have children that they may not be able to take care of. The father is MIA, whatever the situation may be, okay? And so everyone asks, like, why is it that men just basically get to skate and a woman is stuck left holding the bag? So it's like, no, wait a minute, just stay tuned. So basically, men, okay, child support typically starts when the baby is born, right? Negating the fact that that woman has had medical bills for 9-10 months, right? Some women have to be on bed rest. Some women have to take a change in employment, right? Because they're unable to work or they can't work as much. Maybe they work on their feet, so they're not allowed. They've had to take pay cuts. They have to start buying things for the baby, paying for, equipment and supplies and things for the baby ahead of time, right? Their bodies are changing. And also just the mental and physical toll that it takes on a woman's body, all of which a man doesn't have to experience. So all of these things have come into play long before the child has ever been born. And then you still have men complaining about small child support obligations, doing their best to try to even get out of that once the baby is born. There's extracurricular activities, right? There's daycare costs. All of these things are not included in child support. And we all know the cost of daycare. Most child support payments do not even cover a week or two of daycare. Okay, so let's just be real, right? So that woman has to find childcare. She has to try to go to work. And the guy is complaining because he has to pay $400, $500 a month. Okay.
All right. So essentially, the premise of the whole thing is that Texas is now enacting a law because obviously individual states can vote on. Individual states can vote on. Hold on, let me pull Molly back up. Individual states can vote on whether or not they want to allow for a baby to be able to be removed, right? Texas, I believe, is a state where they do not allow for you to be able to have abortions. But at the same time, now they're implementing retroactive child support, meaning that if you have a child with a woman and you are not married to her and she goes and files for child support, they can retroactively collect since the beginning of birth of the child. What do y'all think about Texas enacting retroactive child support for children that are born out of wedlock?
Um, I did a child support video, and I had Texas in there. And Texas, even though it does have like this cap on how much you can pay, Texas is one of those states that are going after the fathers because Texas is funding a lot of their judges' retirements and pensions off that child support. So it doesn't surprise me that Texas is now doing this because they're funding a lot of the judiciary with that.
Yeah, Texas got them paddy wagons for niggas with
Yeah.
back child support. They come pick you up.
Yeah.
But
So
how are they taking the money? Because isn't the money going to the mom?
no, that's child support, and the money doesn't. So, like, let's say your child support is just like $1,000, right? You may get 700. The other three that the dad is. I'm just making a
Not
figure.
in New Jersey.
N-
That's what I'm
n-
saying. Maybe in
Okay,
Texas.
Texas gets a portion of it. So Texas has an incentivized um, system because their judges and their a lot of their police pensions and all that stuff depends on child support.
That much of it though? That's
Yes, they're making a lot of states make a killing off of it.
I don't
I didn't know
know.
that. I didn't
hmm
I never heard of that.
Texas is one of them. Now
Well,
again, they do have a cap.
it's not all child support cases. It's mainly the child support cases and where the mom is receiving some kind of government assistance. Because
No,
listen, I've had both. I've had my first child. She was broke and she went through the government, so I had to go through like DHS, and they took the money and they gave it to her. And
yeah,
Ava's
you know
mom,
why they gave it
we
to
went.
her
I'm not
because they're
done.
getting the money off of it.
I'm not done. And
Yeah,
Ava's mama, it was all private. She didn't need assistance, and we went to court together. And they was like, "This is how much you owe." They didn't garnish my paycheck. I cash app her, and they don't get none of it.
Well, Yeah, and in New Jersey, like the amount that there was a middle, I guess, machine that collected from one side and gave it to the other, but you get the report of like what you're paying out and what she's getting, and vice versa. So I mean, maybe Texas is different,
The
but I
state,
didn't
no,
know.
all states. So there was a big case law case called Blessing, and in the Blessing case, the women that put their children's fathers on child support found out that the state was taking the money, so they sued the state and the government, and they found out that that's how they do child support. So that was a big case that exposed a lot of how the states run child support.
In what state though? Was that was in a specific that was
No,
in a state?
that's all the states. Now, where they put the revenue depends on the
Yeah, I
state.
don't. I
All
mean,
the states use that
they would
money.
have had to have been literally lying on the reports. Because Mika, like when my husband had to pay his ex-wife child support, it's like this is the amount that's coming out from your check. He
Right.
had to pay that. Matter of fact, it didn't even come out. He got to pay that amount into a system, and then that went to her, and you get a receipt of what went to her, and she has a report of what she's to receive. So they would have to be lying about the amount that's on the
Yeah,
report
so look
versus
up
what she's getting.
look
I don't
go
think that.
to Enrique and look up the Blessing case.
But it has to be all states are different because how would like if you just go to court, there's a court order, you pay this to the mom. Because there people say mom's are bitching all the time about he ain't paying child support because that means it's not going through the state. It's like, hey, you're court ordered to pay this, and if you don't, you're in trouble. There's no
No, the
interim
reason why it's a
system that
court
you
order is a
gotta.
judgment. All judgments that go through the state gets a portion of. Now,
How? How?
I don't
There's
think
a
that's.
judgment. There was a judgment for me to pay my baby's mama this amount of money every 2 weeks, and I cash app her. They never see the money.
But okay, so hold on for a second, y'all. We getting away from the subject.
You're
What
right.
do y'all think about retroactive child support?
I think it's fair. It's fair.
What?
It's fair. If you nigga, you know how not to have no baby, it's fair. And she going through all this legal stuff. She going through all this medical stuff. Like it's fair. It is. It is.
What?
I get it.
I'm with it. As long as they have mandatory paternity.
Nope, they don't have mandatory paternity testing at
Well,
all.
that's why it's retro because it's like, hey, we now know you're the father, so we about to backdate this shit.
but why would it be from
Hey, listen,
conception?
listen. Hold on.
That's
Wait a fucking
stupid.
minute.
Well, it's just back pay,
Wait.
right?
No,
Yeah,
no, no, no,
yeah,
no. No,
retro. I didn't know
wait.
it was retro.
Did y'all not hear what she said? Like these politicians are getting paid off this shit.
We Anton just said we're getting away from the point, so we're don't
That's part of the point. That's
tell
part of the
Anton that.
point.
Don't yell at me. Tell Anton that. That's
No, no,
he
no,
Well,
no,
said it.
no. This
Slimmy,
is no,
these men
stop.
have to get
Wait.
married and then get the woman
No, no.
pregnant. There
All
is a
right.
divine order behind
I
things.
sat here and I ain't say nothing while everybody else was talking.
1K, you just don't know what you're talking about. That's all.
I sat here while everybody else was talking. I ain't said nothing. This is not cool, man, because these dudes are sitting up there enacting a a a, a process so they can get more money. They're getting paid off this shit. What are we talking about?
Don't hate the player, hate the game, Slimmy.
No,
These men
fuck
need to
that. This
get
ain't the
these women,
game. This ain't the
marry
game.
these women. Stop
Wait.
fornicating.
No,
It's
no, no,
simple.
no. Wait, no, no. Don't do that, Molly. No, 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 no.
Y'all get penalized for
No,
having
no,
children out of wedlock, and y'all don't wake up to
no,
that.
no, no,
Nobody's supposed to
no,
feel bad.
no, no. Bullshit. Bullshit. I sit up here and I say it all the time. Don't shoot up the club. This is out of control. This is out of control. You
Oh,
are basically incentivized to put laws like this in effect so you can get more fucking money. This has nothing to
okay.
do with these people. This has nothing to do with the child. This is for you lining your pockets. You are
So the
trying to
men
line
better
your
be
pockets.
smart. Be smart then.
So okay,
What about
so
Molly? I'm rocking with. I never rock with Molly, and I'm right there. Let's go, nigga. Let's hold fingers and shit. Like what the fuck? Like I literally just told you two scenarios in which I went to court and they didn't.
You don't stay in Texas.
So
Do you
I
stay in
looked it
Texas,
up.
nigga?
You don't
farther than
stay in
I,
Texas.
I lived in Houston,
So
Texas, nigga, with my first kid. Now what, nigga?
okay,
You
so
don't stay in Texas now.
Now
They
what,
can do
nigga? He 20 years
retroactive
old
child
now,
support.
nigga. Now
HR
what?
is trying to speak. HR is
so
trying to speak.
so I looked up two things. I looked up the blessing the blessing case. It refers to Blessing versus Freestone, a significant 1997 U.S. Supreme Court decision concerning child support enforcement under Title 4D of Social Security Act. In this case, 5 Arizona mothers sued the director of the state child support agency, alleging that the agency failed to provide adequate child support enforcement services as mandated by the law. So, I mean, I could keep going with that, but so that's what that was centered around.
So
Now,
what does it
with
have to do
regard,
with what does that have to
well,
do with
hold
the
on, hold
state
on.
getting money?
So I then asked, does the state make money off of child support? And he said, yes, states do make money from child support, but not in the way people sometimes assume. Here's how it works. One
They're
federal
going to court.
incentive, one federal incentives under the Title 4D of the Social Security Act, states receive federal funding for running their child support enforcement program. This money helps cover administrative costs, but more importantly, states earn performance-based incentive payments from the federal government. These
Not the
incentives are
daddy.
based on how well the state performs in areas like establishing paternity, establishing support orders, collecting current and past due child support cost effectiveness. 2, reimbursement for public assistance. If a custodial parent receives temporary assistance for needy families
Said
or
that.
other public aid, the state can keep some or all of the child support payments collected during that time to reimburse itself for the benefits paid out. Only a portion of that support actually goes to the parent. Or 3, fees and interest. Some states charge an annual fee like $25 a year
10% in
on child
Oklahoma.
support cases. Some also collect interest or late fees on overdue support and may retain part of that money. So
Well, that's
that
back
gives a
child
little more
support that you
color.
ain't paying. So yeah, Oklahoma is it's annual
And
10%
and
if you
did you
got
So
that.
it would sound to me like in terms of the retirement, because even if
and
you
did you look
collect
up
the
the
fees,
the Texas judges,
what about them?
how the child support funds the
You're saying child support like the dad is the one paying it to
no, it's okay. The dad is the one. The dad is the one essentially funding it because the more people that are on child support, the more men that are on child support,
Exactly.
you're being incentivized.
Exactly.
They're getting money for you to be on child support.
I don't understand
I
how
don't
people
understand what
aren't
you don't
putting
get
this
about that.
together. How people aren't putting this together? If
I
there's
don't
no child support,
I just don't want to listen to someone who lives 8 states over and I've actually been through this
She
stuff and
just
I
told
see
you about a
it
Supreme
doesn't
Court
matter about
case.
where we
that's like
stay.
one thing, and it had
It
nothing to
doesn't
do
matter
with it.
about where we
It had
stay.
The
nothing
And it
to
Supreme
doesn't
do with
Court
matter
the
is the
what you
dad
want
paying
to
lowest
child
hear.
support.
hand.
It
It
had
doesn't
nothing to
matter what
do
you
with
want
the
to
child
hear.
support
The
payment coming
facts
from
are
the
the
dad.
facts.
Your
You were
whole
wrong.
sentiment
Well, no,
was
well,
You were
no,
about
he's
the
wrong.
not.
man
No,
paying
he's
the
not.
child
Well,
support.
he's not wrong
I'm not
He
because
was
wrong.
this does.
wrong.
No, I
He
What
was
wasn't.
was he
wrong.
wrong? What was he
He
wrong
was
about?
wrong because he
Because
told me I was wrong.
Slim just wanted
He
to
was
smoke
wrong
for the
because he
day.
told me I was wrong.
Yeah, he told me I was wrong. And I was absolutely right. I said they
No,
were
you're not.
incentivized. I said they were incentivized to pass these type of laws because they
Well,
would get more money.
well,
So how
yeah.
was I wrong? So
According to
What's
this,
wrong
they
with
could.
that though?
how was I wrong? Just please tell me how was I wrong?
Because this law doesn't incentivize them. It just takes more money from the dad because it backdates their payment.
This
Their
nigga
payments
because
ain't
they
retarded.
paying the
incentivize
This
judge.
to
nigga
do
retarded.
so.
Are you
They're
You're the
retarded?
incentivized to
retarded,
do
nigga.
so.
Are you retarded?
No, you're the one retarded,
Are
They're
nigga.
you retarded?
incentivized to do so.
Nigga,
Are you retarded? Did you just hear what you just said? Come out your mouth. If the dad pays more money, they get more money. Go
that's not
ahead.
true. That's not true.
Oh my
That's not
God.
true. It goes to the
Hey,
mom.
everybody log off.
It
We
doesn't
done.
go to the state. It goes to the mom, you fucking
We are
dummy.
done here. We are done here. This the worst L you done took, brother. This the
That's
worst
not
L.
true. It's not true.
Hey, this the worst L
So
anybody took up here.
if they up my child support to
Bro,
my baby's mama, how do they get the money? Since I cash
bro,
app her,
bro, we
how
not
do they
talking
get more
about what
money?
happened to you. We not talking. Don't
Since I cash
personalize
app
it.
her, how do they get more
Don't
money?
personalize it. Don't
Since
personalize
I
it.
cash app my
Don't
payments, how
personalize
do
it.
they get
Calm
more money?
down. Lower your voice. Chill out. Don't personalize it. We don't need you to be
Well,
cute,
you're wrong. You're
Quintavious.
wrong. You're
No,
wrong.
you're absolute. I was
The
absolutely
internet.
right.
The internet ain't always
I
right. If
was
you read the internet,
absolutely
it
This
be
has
right.
10 years
actually not,
old,
hold on.
nigga.
This has actually nothing to do with the internet. So actually, Doge actually did a deep dive into it while they were deep diving into
Are
Social
you listening
Security.
to his premise? His premise is the more child support a man pays, the more they get paid, and that's not true.
Okay,
That's not true. It's not true.
that
They're going to
is
get funding
true.
because of the case, not because of how much the man pays.
Okay. The more you have to pay into this system, the
What
more
system?
they're
Everybody who pays
incentivizing
child
it
support
on a
doesn't pay into
federal
the
level. You get
system.
more money.
Everyone that pays child support doesn't pay into a system.
So if
Do
I can
y'all
get
think
more,
that? But do y'all think that it's right or wrong? The
This is
retroactive.
absolutely wrong.
it's
I think
definitely
it's
I think
wrong.
right.
it's right.
I think it's right.
I
Absolutely
think it's
wrong.
wrong.
I
The
can't
mom
find
needs help.
anything
She
about
needs
the
help.
judges. It says that that's separate, so
I'll
I
bring it
can't
Gary,
up.
find what.
I
Gary,
got it because
Huh?
I
Gary,
got it.
is it right?
Yes.
Is retroactive child support over in Texas right or wrong?
Um. I think
Think if
that
you was
it's.
on it, you'd be, I need some help,
I
nigga.
mean, it would suck because you like, dang, I got to wait all those years. But I mean, listen, I think that if you have a child, you should contribute to the child. So now, I do think that if you have been contributing, but it wasn't officially filed with the court, I think that that should be able to like cancel out what they would have been charging you retroactively.
So
But
is retroactive child support right or wrong?
I think it's fair. I think
Jesus
it's fair.
Christ.
Slimmy not
No,
see now.
no,
Slimmy
wow.
definitely ain't gonna save you off the boat.
But why is it not fair? Like, so if a guy
Crazy.
has gone,
Gary
if a
and
guy
Nolly
has
and
Hey,
Slimmy
gone for,
not
if a
saving y'all.
guy, so if a guy has
I'm gonna
gone for,
save you.
or and let's not let. How about this? Let's not even just say men because women have to pay too. Like, there's a substantial part of my situation where the mom had to pay us child support. So let's just say that it's the woman. So she goes 10 years and she does not contribute at all to the cost of her children. You're saying it's not right for the state to say, hey, you need to pay for those 10 past years. That's what you're saying, Slimmy?
I don't think
what?
it's right.
You over there in the comments
I
getting
think the part
all
that's not
cheesy face.
I think the part that's not right is the interest. I think that's stupid.
He all up in the comments or in his phone cheesing.
Can I ask a question?
Somebody,
Okay,
somebody
I ain't
said
even hating on you. Look so happy, Slimmy. Go ahead.
I'm
but
Anton,
it's
about to make
funny.
I'm about to
the
It's
make
que-
Slimmy's soundbite.
That was funny.
what was the question, Anton?
Yeah, I
Is
didn't hear
ret-
Gary's question.
retroactive child support
is
okay.
retroactive child support
And it's not
is
years,
it
No.
Gary. It's
fair?
9 months.
But what was it from
What
conception?
I
Yes,
said months.
Yes,
conception. It's 9 months.
yes.
That shit is
No, I
dead.
think that's stupid.
That shit
Wait,
dead.
you're talking. Wait, say that again, Quentin. What'd you say?
It's stupid.
It's 9 months. You said 10 years and going back 10 years or something. This is just 9 months.
We're only talking about during the pregnancy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
retroactive
No, no, no,
to
no,
the
no, no,
time of
no.
conception.
I
Yeah.
thought they're talking.
Listen,
No, she
no,
said it starts at the time of conception. So if you file for child support, nigga, when the kid's born, you get them previous 9 months.
That's
no,
stupid.
no. Is
I
it?
thought.
Listen. Let's say, for example, that she never filed for child support for
Yeah,
5
it's
years,
gonna go back some
and
years,
that
It
That's
means
goes
what
it.
I
back to the,
said.
but it's still
And
conception. I'm just saying that's what it is conception, no matter when she files it.
no, okay,
Because
whenever.
you can
Okay,
file. Okay, say she files it the day after you drop the baby, then there's no back child support.
no,
But
that's
I'm
not true.
okay.
Before
That's not
this, there's
true.
no child support.
But
Retro means
you can get
It
back
goes to
child
the
retroactive.
support.
birthday. It goes back to the date they were born, not the conception.
Correct. So my point is that if she files for child support
I
five
don't know
years
why we're
after the
fighting this. It's
child is
retro.
born,
It's all 9 months. It's adding 9 months. That's all it's doing. Ultimately, is adding 9 months.
well, technically, it's more like 12 because really, that pregnancies
The
are
conception.
Hold,
I
what,
guess
like
I
10
guess you're
months.
right, nigga. It's
but wait,
conception.
hold
Whatever the
on.
fuck that
Yeah,
was.
pregnancy is like 10 months, and then you got like those developing
Okay,
I
stages.
so
feel like we are the smartest dumb people.
are we assuming that the father doesn't?
It's going back
What if the father doesn't
to
know that he's the
conception.
father?
Wait a minute. So the conception would be
Hey
when they
Terry,
actually
what
had
are we?
sex.
When you
What
busted a
are we?
nut, nigga, shit.
Yeah, the
Nigga,
smart
there
and
ain't
the
no,
dumb people
get the
in
fuck
here.
out of here. This is insane. Y'all agreeing with this bullshit?
Yes,
Get the fuck
Yes.
out of here,
yes.
man.
Yes.